We're going to have a conversation about starting a small business, particularly a small service business, and then getting ahead of the pack in very short order. Coming up. Welcome to Job Tips, the career development channel. And growing a business is growing a career. In this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about starting your small business and finding a way to get ahead of your competitors in very short order, or at least being able to compete on the same level as they are in a very competitive market. So this video is going to take a few directions. Primarily, it's going to be focused on a couple aspects of marketing, but particularly as relates to startups, small service companies where you typically have one or two people getting the business off the ground. And you're concerned about, how do I compete in what seems to be an already fairly saturated marketplace? First off, I want you to focus on quality over production. We've heard it said before, quantity versus quality, quality versus quantity, and those sorts of things. If you have a small business, whether it's washing windows, whether it's a landscaping business, mowing grass, whether it is a small individual independent painter or a carpet cleaner or an HVAC repair person or installer, a plumber, an auto service mechanic who might have a mobile route where you're a mobile mechanic, any of these sorts of service fields, you really need to focus on quality first, production, that is, quantity later. Because in the early days of starting your business, you have to have people become raving fans, cheerleaders, if you will, of your work, of your quality, because they will then share the good news with others, with their friends and their families, people that trust them and their word. So don't be in a rush to, when you're taking care of a customer's situation, to get it done super quickly because you want to be able to get done with the job and move on to other things. It's likely in the early days of being in business that you won't have a super full packed schedule. If you do, that's fantastic, but it may not occur that way that fast. So that's okay. Assuming you can afford to roll with those kinds of numbers, maybe you have another income coming in, maybe it's a second income earner, or if the money you're making doing your passion is giving you enough to pay your bills and to, life is okay. You're not making the millions yet, right? But you're doing okay. Be content to put out 5-star quality, literally, in this online review age in which we are living. 5-star quality first before trying to rush on to bigger and more things. The quality is so much more important. You're going to do quality work. You've established that. You've got the business set up. You've done all that sort of thing as far as a business license and all the legal stuff to be in business. You have the website. You have the phone. You have the tools and the equipment, whatever you need in the field that you're working in. Now the test. How do you get the customers, right? How do you make the phone ring? And that's one of the biggest challenges that new small businesses have. Making the phone ring will often be a function of how well you rank online. Now, this video is not specifically about all the tricks and tips about ranking online as far as in the search engines, the main one being Google, of course. That's the 800-pound gorilla in the search engine world. But this will help you get to there. There are a number of things that you can do to get to number one on Google in the first page. And again, I'm not going to spend a tremendous amount of time on that piece of it. But here's what I would like you to first do. You know the field you're going to be in. You need to find out who are your competitors. A simple Google search or Yahoo or Bing or whatever you're using, but Google is the big one, right? A simple online search in your area will reveal who your competitors are. So let me just share with you how I did this in a small service company that I started a number of years ago and got to first page in Google within 18 months or less. Follow this. First of all, there were two channels that I was looking at, Facebook and Google. I wanted to dominate one of those spaces first. In my market, Facebook was more powerful, I felt, than Google. I have reasons for that, but that may not be the case for you. In your market, it may be Google. Either way, focus on one, then the other. So, let's go here for a moment. I looked up all of my competitors, and I found out who has the most 5-star reviews in this space, Facebook in this case, and I wanted then to beat that person. So if that person had 75, for example, 5-star reviews, I said, okay, my goal is 85. And I'm going to keep watching that person to make sure that I can get there. Okay? I'm going to tell you how I got there in a few moments. Once I got there and I passed that person in those in 5-star reviews and sort of became the king of Facebook in my market, I then switched my focus to Google. Now you may go to Google first and then Facebook. Your area might be different. Okay? But then you focus on one at a time. In other words, you're not just doing a shotgun approach. Long way of saying that. Don't just say, yeah, if you'll leave me a 5-star review, that'd be great. They may go to Yelp, they may go to Google, they may go to yellowpages.com, leave you a review. They may go to Angie's List, they may go to whatever else, to Facebook, they may go to all the different review sites, and you can just have a smattering of 5-star reviews out there. You may have 400 5-star reviews, but you only have 75 over there and 25 there and 50 there and 150 over here. And you're not going to dominate any one space at any point in time. You're going to be doing okay in a lot of the spaces, but none of them will put you at the top. And you want to be at the top. So focus on one at a time. We dominated Facebook. We then switched to Google. I then said, okay, who are my competitors in this market? And who has the most 5-star reviews in my market? And I want to double that person's 5-star reviews. Now, how did I do that? Glad you asked me the question. After every job, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether it's a field service work or if it's a place where you have people coming into you, let's say you have an automotive mechanic shop, if you have a coffee shop, if you have a floral shop, it doesn't matter. If you're a landscaper, if you are a painter, if you're a plumber, HVAC, an electrician, a whatever, carpet installer, carpet cleaner, interior design, interior decorating, you name it, car detailer, I can go on, dentist, I can go on and on and on. Every time that you take care of a customer, especially if you know that the service you gave was really, really good, and they're saying great things about you. They're saying, oh, I love the quality of the work. It was a great experience, and you pretty much know that it's going to be a 5-star review. Then ask that customer, or if you're a dentist, a chiropractor, a whatever, ask your patient, would you please go to, and be specific, Google and leave us a 5-star review with some good comments? In fact, if you'd like, Mr. Customer, I'll send you a link. I'll tell you how to do that in just a few moments. Get them to commit. Now, they won't all do it. They will probably almost all say, oh, sure, why not? But remember, they're busy people. We're all busy people. And to them, you're just another person that they've come across that took care of a situation they need to take. But you're not the most important person in their world. We would like to think we are, but we're not. Okay, that's understandable. So don't be upset if they don't go online, but if you ask them and let them know, look, I'm building a small business and I'm really trying to do well within the Google space or the Facebook space or the whatever you're focusing on, right? That one specific space. And it would help my small business out tremendously. You know, we're a local mom and pop, we're locally owned, or however you want to word that. But we're not like a national chain. And you wordsmith that yourself, however you're comfortable in front of your customer. But they will relate to that. There's a personal element to it because you're a person. You're not just a company. Yeah, you have a small company, a small business, but you're a human being. And they will relate to that. And in the early days, you will likely be the one, if not one of a couple of people that you might have working for you in front of the customer doing the work. Now that will change some when you get to a point where you're no longer doing the physical work or providing that service, but maybe you're running your business and you have people doing it for you. But there's even a way of doing it at that point of making sure that every single customer interaction also includes asking for a 5-star review. And notice I said you're asking for a 5-star review. You're not just saying that you would like them to review you. Put the words 5-star in front of them. In fact, here's a really good way of wording it. I'd be so honored if you loved our work, if you would go to Google, and I can provide the link, and provide us a 5-star review with some commentary about your experience. Or you say like with some positive commentary about your experience. If it's anything less than 5-star, tell me. But if it's 5-star, tell the world. That might make them think, let's just say it wasn't entirely a 5-star experience in their mind. They might be less inclined to give you less than a 5-star on Google or on Facebook, again, whichever. I'm going to keep saying Google here, but you follow my point, whichever one you're focusing on. Because you were human. You were asking for that 5-star review to help you with your business, but if it's less than 5-star, please tell me so I can maybe improve things or change things or what have you. And you'll be amazed. So that's how we got Facebook. And that's how we then got Google. So what did I also do after my customer interaction? When we finished up the invoice, on my phone, and most smartphones today, you have text replacement, right? We go into the text replacement feature on the phone, and you can type an entire paragraph that would come up in place of certain letters or whatever you want as a shortcut. So what I put in my phone was GR, stands for Google Review. So I would remember what GR stands for. The replacement was a whole paragraph. And it reads something like this. Thank you for allowing us to provide our services in your home today. I trust your experience was world class. I would be so honored if you would go to my Google review page, the link is below, and leave us a great 5-star review, again, 5-star review, with some positive commentary about your experience. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for doing this. And then send it. Now it's easier for them. First of all, you didn't just ask face-to-face, which you did do, but you then also sent them a text message and it included the link. They click on the link. If they don't have a Google account, it'll ask them to provide or to make a Google account, and then they can leave the review. You'd be amazed how many people left reviews, and we went very quickly to the top of the review rankings in very short order. Now, if you are in a market where you have hundreds and hundreds of competitors, and they've got 400 and 500 and 600 and 1,000 reviews, it's going to be a while before you get there. But do it. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. Every single customer experience where you know it's a great 5-star kind of experience, and that's why I earlier talked about quality over production, make sure it's a 5-star experience. Then ask for that favor and then send them that link. And you'll be surprised how fast that gets you up in the Google hierarchy of reviews. So that's one of the great tips. So you want to get up there in the rankings for one, but also getting up there in the reviews helps your rankings because Google likes 5-star reviews. They like reviews, period. They like the fact that people outside of you are engaging with your business and talking about you. So when they go into your Google review page and they leave you a review, that tells the Google algorithms that there's community engagement about your business within Google, and Google likes that. And that helps what's called the relevancy score within the Google algorithms. There are a number of things that help that score. So I'm going to segue sort of into that. Google likes regular updates and changes and activity and what have you in not only your Google listing, but also your website, because they pick up on that. That tells them that it's an active website. There's stuff going on. It's not static. You haven't died, for example, and nothing's going on, so it starts hurting your rankings. So it's very important to keep the activity level percolating. Okay? So there are a couple ways of making this happen. One is within your Google listing, your business listing. It doesn't matter what kind of service you offer. If you're a dog groomer, It doesn't matter. So I add that as another service. Just kind of came to my another service. If you are a person who repaves concrete, reseals concrete, if you wash windows, if you install windows, if all the different kinds of things that you can do. Okay, if you have a coffee shop downtown, if you have a music store downtown, post pictures within your Google business listing. You have the option of adding more pictures. Very few companies do this, by the way. This will give you, believe me, a leg up. Trust me on this. If you are on a regular basis adding more pictures to your Google listing. So customers, prospective customers, can see there's some stuff going on here, and they have some pictures. People like pictures. They're very visual. And they'll look at the pictures, and just as they start to connect with you, you will have already, of course, made sure that all of your information within the Google listing is current and all that, but adding pictures on a regular basis, at least every week, add a picture or two or something. It doesn't have to be every day, but once a week, once every couple weeks, keep that activity taking place. It helps your relevancy score so that you can move up in the rankings. So you can, when you first start off, go from page 40 or whatever page you're on up to 38 to 35 to 32 to, as you inch your way up to page number 1, maybe the second page, but that first page or so, all of that helps. Another thing that Google likes is your website to have activity happening. In other words, any update, adding or taking away from to your website tells Google it's an active website. So if you built your own website, or if you had a web developer do it for you, but if you know how to add things to your website, have a picture page, like a gallery of your work, of the dogs that you've groomed, of the coffee shop pictures within your coffee shop, of happy customers with a sign showing the name of your business in front of them. They're holding a little sign with a thumbs up kind of thing. Lots and lots of creative ways, and I'll do videos on all these sorts of things, I'm sure, as this channel continues to grow. Lots of ideas here, believe me. But pictures like that, put those on your website. Because why? Watch this. A picture on the website tells Google that your website's active. Google says, I like that, increases your relevancy score. And the more often a change is made on your website, the more it helps your Google listing. Well, I'm going to do another video about how to make 2 or 3 of these things happen at one time shortly. But that's for a different video. I hope this is helping you. There are going to be lots. Watch for more and more of these marketing videos, and they will help you tremendously. I don't want to make them too long. It'll be too much information, an hour, 2 or 3 hours. I can do 5 hours of this stuff, 10 hours. So I'm going to be breaking it down into small snippets, 10, 12, 15-minute videos, maybe 30 minutes at the very most, I think. A lot of good information is going to be coming, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, because when you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll be notified of more of these kinds of videos. If it's videos that you like, that are helping you, and believe me, there's a lot of information coming, you want to be notified of it when that happens. Share this with all your friends. I would be so grateful. And make some comments down below too. Tell me what kind of marketing questions that you have, or what other sort of subjects in this building a small business world that you'd like me to talk about. Okay, and I'll use the input from those comments to craft more videos for you as we go down the road. Okay, so that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it for you. I hope you are so successful in growing your small business to the kind of business that you want to have.